Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And my brothers and sisters, what we're about to talk about is so comically bad. When you're John Cornyn, who passed the gun control bill that the left is using to infringe upon gun rights across the board, and even the Biden White House comes out and goes, don't look at us, John Cornyn passed it. It's getting bad for you on these streets. Everything that I'm about to show you is going to be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And the content today is brought to us by our sponsor, American Hartford Gold. Let's show you a quick video and then we're going to hit
Content today is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. And brothers and sisters, with everything popping off around the world, wars cracking off, we've got inflation issues, we've got stock market volatility, we have cash concerns, we have oil concerns. It's a good time to take a look and at least know your options with American Hartford Gold. They are dedicated to offering gold, silver, platinum coins and bars for your investing needs. Whether you want to do it delivered to your door or you want an IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, TSP, they've got options. This is something you guys should check out. At American Hartford Gold, they aim to educate clients about investments in the precious metal industry, strive to provide unparalleled customer service built on trust, integrity, and absolute transparency, while holding a goal of achieving 100% customer satisfaction. Click the link in the description or call 844-727-3199. That's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. Again, that's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532.
All right, beautiful people, listen, like I said in the introduction, when even the Biden administration, the left, the gun controllers are citing your bill as the reason they can do what they want and laying blame at your feet and throwing you under the bus, you done something wrong. Now, of course, Republican Senator John Cornyn out of Texas is the one who gave us this beautiful little gem along with his friend Tom Tillis. Both Republicans talking about the Senate Bipartisan Safe Communities Act. But even the left is laying it right at his feet. Check this out. This is an article in the San Antonio News this morning. Texas Senator John Cornyn is fighting against a federal rule that has angered Republicans and gun rights advocates. Oh, it's angered us, all right, me in particular. But that the Biden administration says his law helped create. How can you be this bad at something? And I've said this on multiple videos. I'm about to get into the details here. But you are one of two things in this scenario, Mr. Senator John Cornyn. You are either completely inept or you are completely in on this. There is no in the middle. There's no middle ground. You either knew exactly what they were going to do, and this was your way to get the gun control you wanted, but by saying you're still for the Second Amendment, or you are a complete, absolute buffoon, and they just pulled one over on you politically, in which case you don't deserve to be the Senate Majority Leader. In either case, I'm just saying, but more on that later. Let me show you what's happening here. This is the article cited. John Cornyn is fighting a new federal gun rule that the Biden officials say he helped create. Yep. Well, let me show you here. Weeks after a teenage gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers at a Uvalde elementary school in May of 2022, senior Texas Senator John Cornyn helped craft the most significant federal firearm legislation the nation has seen in decades. Now, Cornyn is fighting against a federal rule that has angered Republicans and gun rights advocates, but the Biden administration says his law helped create. The Biden administration utilized the ATF and the DOJ to create a new law whole cloth by changing definitions from his law. And they're laying him right on the road and allowing the bus of gun rights advocates and Republicans to run straight over. Dumb. Let's continue. The U.S. Justice Department, rolled out a new policy last month regarding background checks for people who informally sell firearms at gun shows on the internet. The rule, which is set to take effect on May 20th, coming up, is based on a revised definition of gun dealers put forth in Cornyn's so-called Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. There is no way to wiggle out of this. You did this. All right, now, let me show you what he's trying to do and how funny this is that the gun controllers are doing what I'm about to show you. Now, Cornyn, knowing he's in a political pickle, because I added that part because he's a gun-controlling RINO, vowed to file a congressional resolution of disapproval over the policy. And he said that the Biden administration's efforts to tie it to the Bipartisan Safe Communities Act is an outright lie. No, it's not. You are so screwed. This is dragging him down. This is dragging any chance for him to be majority leader down because he is a gun controlling infringer. And he's trying to say, no, the Biden administration, no, they're just lying. It has nothing to do with the bill that I passed. It is literally cited in the bill that he passed. The actual legislation, which the ATF is leveraging, was pointed out on this channel when they were talking about this bill as what they were going to do. We know it, they know it, John's lying. Now, here's the really interesting part. We're going to put forth a congressional review of disapproval. Has zero chance, not one, not two, 0% chance of passing because the president has to sign it and then you have to have a veto if the president doesn't. 0% chance. He is running for political cover because he wants more aspirations and he just screwed himself. It's our job to make sure that he never gets what he wants as a consequence and an example of what happens when you do this. But let me show you what he said. This is a very powerful quote. Quote, this rule has long been on Democrats' wish list, and for the Biden administration to say it is a result of the school safety and mental health law is a shameless attempt to hide their real goal. To take away the firearms of every law-abiding American, Cornyn said in a joint statement with North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis, we will fight this unconstitutional rule tooth and nail and look forward to overturning it in the Senate as soon as possible. It will never happen in the Senate. You are screwed. He's trying to say that they misconstrued and manipulated and really took advantage of the law and rebranded it. Did you catch that out? School safety and mental health law. He didn't call it the Senate Safer Communities Act because that is a poison title. It's tied to him. He's trying to rebrand away from it. You are creating an effect on him that he does not like. Same with Tom Tillis. That's why they're trying to build all this. Look what we're going to do. And rebranding it. Let me show you some more here because this is something else that they said. In a letter last year to the ATF, Cornyn and Tillis said their goal with the 2022 revision was to stop someone from shopping around for an unlicensed gun dealer, not to give the ATF the authority to impose a gun control regime on law-abiding Americans. What in your right mind and observation of the last 4 years of the Biden administration makes you think that writing a overly vague law is not going to be utilized and manipulated by the executive bureaucracies to further get their goals done? What is in your brain? This is why I'm kind of leaning towards a little bit of RINO and a lot of it incompetent. Because if you could not see this coming, a guy on the internet on a YouTube channel could see this coming. I called it. I said it. We talked about it. That's what they were going to do. And lo and behold, all of a sudden, the school health and mental safety laws that we pull. The Bipartisan Safe Communities Act that you orchestrated, you were the architect of, and you signed, and you got worked. And we get to pay the price for it. Thanks a lot. Quote, this was done to prevent someone who should register as a firearms dealer from evading licensing requirements because he or she had another job that supported his livelihood, the pair wrote. In other words, we wanted to clarify that if a person has a job and also operates a firearm business, he or she must still register a firearm dealer. Well, you did that really poorly. You guys got smoked. Tom Tillis and John Cornyn will have this stain on them forever if we do not let them forget it, which is why it's so important to cover these things. You never let them forget it. It makes an example of all the other senators and all the other House representatives who would dare do this. It's time to make examples. You want to hit it really hard? Make sure he doesn't get the Senate Majority Leader job that he's going for in November. It makes me so angry. But let me show you a few things what the gun controllers are saying. Mark Collins, the federal policy director at the gun violence prevention group Brady, said GOP criticism of the new rule does feel rather political. It's the gun world. Everything is political. You really need some guardrails up, and there's really nothing in this rule that wouldn't be covered by the law as it's written, Collins said. I think that's really the most important point to make here is that it's not some new explanation of the law. This is a clarification of what it actually means for everyday Americans. They got rocked. And the last thing I'll show you here, and this is where we're going to tie this all together because the video that we're going to do next has this as an inspiration. But the fallout from the Bipartisan Safer Community Act is broader than just Cornyn's personal aspirations. U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez of San Antonio is facing a difficult and bitter primary challenge this year after voting in favor of the legislation, and his support has been central to the criticism against him. That is the point. Make them never forget it. Make this hurt. Make this decision an example of how you lose power, because the one thing that these people in Congress want more than anything else is self-preservation of the gig that they've got. Kick them out, make it hurt, make it painful, make it public. I guarantee you I'll do that on my channel, and they will stop and think twice the next time they do this. And that's all I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.